Hey YouTube, I wanted to do a little review of my AG Russel Acies, or Acies, however you want to say it. First off, as I've carried this knife for a couple days, I actually started liking it quite a bit, a lot more than my initial love for it. I'll start with the handle. It's a full titanium handle. Has a lanyard hole. It's right side tip down or tip up carry. It actually comes tip down and I switched it to tip up. Pocket clip carries pretty nice in your pocket. It carries really low. The only gripe I have about it is you can see it sticks out quite a bit, so most jeans kind of just float in there, so it's a little bit loose. If you're not careful, it could probably slip out of your pocket, if you're upside down or something, rolling around, I don't know. It also uses a pivot like a lot of the zero tolerance knives. You can see kind of a nice pivot. It's easy to adjust, it doesn't rotate on you. It's an open design. It's got one blade stop right there, a pretty large blade stop. You can see it through the handles, and then it's got one pretty large backspacer, not backspacer, but a standoff. Blade centering's pretty much perfect. The fit and finish on this one is pretty good. No problems with it at all. Feels really good in the hand. The ergonomics are fantastic, and that's one thing I've even though it's kind of basic, it just feels like what it should feel like in your hand. It just fits. It's real easy to get to the lock bar. Real easy to open. You can see it's got a nice cutout for your finger. Lockup is nice and smooth, easy to disengage. The only problem I have with this handle is it's kind of a slippery titanium, kind of like the if you've handled the Spyderco military titanium, it's kind of like that, and I actually prefer these handles down here as far as grip. These are all blasted and actually provide pretty good grip. But the ergonomics of this are really good, and the jimping on the back of the blade is awesome. I'd say out of all these knives down here, it's probably my favorite as far as jimping goes. It feels really good. The thumb studs on the knife are the slanted ones, like the Kershaw Blur. So they're really easy to get a hold of, easy to flick open if you want to do that. They could tear at your fingers if you don't have calluses built up, but not really a big deal. Not the prettiest looking in my opinion, but they work well. And one of the greatest things about this knife is the blade. It's got almost a full flat ground ZDP-189 blade. The satin finish. It's really beautiful, and blade shape is great for work. This knife is a fantastic work knife. ZDP-189 obviously holds its edge like amazing. It can chip, but this is a thinner knife. I don't think they meant it as like a heavy duty knife. It's really good EDC knife that you're not going to have to sharpen very often. The satin finish does attract fingerprints quite easily, so I mean, obviously in an EDC knife you shouldn't be worrying about fingerprints, but I know how it bothers most of us. This knife's made in the USA. It's manufactured by Kershaw. It does utilize the Rick Hinder overextension disc, so you can't push it past here. And if you're familiar with the zero tolerance line, you'll know that that's exact same style of Rick Hinder stop that the ZT-550 and 0551 use. That's because Kershaw makes this knife. Blade tang and lock bar are cut similar to a Sebenza, and they're engaged pretty much the same. Overall, it's a really good knife. I don't think detail-wise it has as much detail as the Sebenza does, and maybe the hardware and things like that aren't as nice. But overall, it's a pretty good knife, and it's definitely not a piece of crap, that's for sure. My first one kind of just made me mad because for the amount of money, I don't think I should have been sent that knife. But regardless, I'm happy with this one, and it really is a great design and has a great blade. And I put these knives down here just to show you it's pretty much on par size-wise with all of these. They're all pretty much in the same category. So, yep, that's my A.G. Russel Acies or Acies review, however you want to say it. Thanks for watching.